Alright, we're smoothly working our way up to fourth gear here on the large straightaway. As we're approaching turn 1, start applying the brakes. There's a downshift. Now we ease out of the brakes to a light brake pressure. This is known as we use that light brake pressure to help us balance. Good job getting to the apex. Now unwind and place those left tires on the white line. Good job there, Pete. We're going to continue now to turn 2. Noticing that bright orange cone we just went by. Large corner here in turn 2. Light and smooth steering. Try to get a little closer to that apex cone. Let the left tires get to the left dark line here, the dark seam in the asphalt. We're going to draw a straight line to that number 1 board on top of that hill. See that white board with the number 1? We're going to go straight towards it. Start applying the brakes. We're going to downshift from 4th to 3rd gear. We're going to continue scanning through our passenger glass to absorb our apex and our exit curbing. As we clip our apex, we're going to start to unwind, which is straightening out the wheel and placing those left tires on the white line next to the curbing. Continue scanning, and we're going to see our turning point here for turn 4. Looking good there, Pete. Let's place our right tires onto the white line. Light brakes for balance here. Notice my tail lights as I go through the corner. Let the car come all the way over to the right. We're working on that unwind, placing those right tires on the white line for turn 5. And then unwinding all the way back over to the right hand side. Looking good there, Pete. Squeezing onto the power now for me as we accelerate now to 4th gear. Applying the brakes, downshifting, easing out to a very light brake pressure as we turn in, known as balance. Good job getting there. We can use a little bit more apex curbing there, Pete. Turn the wheel now, and you're going to notice this light additions of brake here in this section. That's just helping my front tires get that extra grip. That's that magic of balancing here with the brakes. Unwinding all the way over to the left hand side. Let's observe the apex here at 8.8, but looking through to the corner to 8B. And right in the middle of the corner, I'm going to lift off the throttle. When I say lift off, I mean full removal of the foot from the throttle. That's going to help the car turn here. We're going to lift off the throttle one more time here for turn number 9. Alright, we're going to get a little closer next time, but let's place our left tires on the white line here for turn 10. We're going to move that steering wheel pretty sharply here because it's a tight corner. Good job. Unwind, press those left tires against that white line as we accelerate. Alright, we're working our way up to 4th gear. Sorry, I was quiet for a moment. I was communicating with the other group. We're up in 4th gear now, making our way towards turn number 1, observing the braking markers, and we're slowing, downshifting, getting that light brake pressure for balance up in those front tires grip as we turn to turn 1. Left tires onto the white line. Looking good, Pete. Now remember, smooth, gentle steering now as we clip that turn-in point, turn-in cone, excuse me. And get nice and close to our apex here. And then smooth, unwind left tires to the dark seam on the left. Now eyes up, way up to the number 1 board. Up to 4th gear. As we slow, we're downshifting back to 3rd. Staying patient, letting that turning cone leave our field of vision. Left hand pushing up on the steering wheel. And now starting to unwind, observing that exit curbing, bringing the car all the way over to the left hand side. Eyes up one more time, observing the turning point for turn 4, getting the right tires onto the white line. Applying the brakes. Transitioning to balance, which is once again that light brake pressure. Looking for that every single time we enter the corner. It's really going to help make our turn-ins much better. We're up into 4th gear now as we make our approach towards turn 6. Applying the brakes, downshifting, and continue scanning. Notice my path here. I'm going to try to utilize good portion of this curbing, and we're going to stay to the left hand side so we don't have to hustle so much, observing the turning cone here into the S's. Don't forget these little additions of brakes. That's why you see my brake lights coming on. They're just small amounts of brakes to help speed turn here. Let the car come all the way over to the left hand side. Unwind a little better there, Pete. And follow me. We're going to touch the curbing here. Right in the middle of the corner. I'm lifting off the throttle. So we can help the car turn. That's that throttle steer. We're going to explain that a bunch. And next classroom coming out, but we're going to focus on driving now. Staying to the left-hand side, left tire's on the white line. Now try to scan through the apex out towards the exit curbing to help the hands unwind smoothly to guide the car. Alright, now notice those two large double cones we're passing. We will officially enter the passing zone, so I'm going to wait for our last car to get up in here. Alright, so now Pete, I'm going to ask you to go to the far right. My whole group to the far right, everyone to the far right actually. My whole group to the far right. Alright, so Pete, you stay there. Alright, sir, you stay right there. Doug and Richard, please move around him to the left, follow my path. Doug, come up behind me. Richard, follow behind Doug's yellow car. And Pete, you wait for that orange 60 car. Once the orange 60 car goes by you, go ahead and slide in directly behind them. Alright, we're going to work our way to third gear. We're just going to keep it third gear because we're close to the entry of the corner here. Now just smoothly turn the wheel, get those tires onto the apex curbing, unwind all the way over to the white line, looking really solid. Smooth, gentle steering now. As that turning comes to ease that field of view, just turn that wheel gently, get nice and close to the apex. Left tire's on to the seat. The second lefty. Eyes up to that number one board. We're up into fourth gear now. Applying those brakes, leaving those left tires on the white line until the turning point. Remember, light brake pressure to down, turn the wheel more, a little more turning, turn the wheel. See, we still kind of missed the apex there, but we'll work on it next time through. The left tire's onto the white line, and continue to keep your eyes up for turn 4. Continue scanning, let it always look for the big picture, not focusing on any one object. Down into the brake, that very light brake pressure, it's very, very light. Just want to keep those brake lights turned on to help that front tire grip. A little bit of balance here as well. Turn 5, every time we enter the corner, we want to make sure we're balancing properly. Unwind the car all the way over to the right hand side. Now squeeze onto the power for me there, Doug, looking good. Want to move it up to fourth gear now. Applying the brake. Downshifting, scanning, adding steering now. Continue to look where you want to go. Good. Now leave the car on the left-hand side here on this white line. Little touch of the brake as we enter the S's. Little touch of the brake as we transition back to the left-hand side. And one more time touching the brake pedal for apex of 7. Good. Now unwind all the way over. As we approach 8A and 8B, I want you to touch the apex here. Lift off the throttle in this corner. Keep the steering wheel consistent. Well done. Now we're going to do the same thing. Lift off the throttle so we can help the car turn into turn 9. Now, I don't think we're lifting all the way off. The car could have turned a little better than that. Turn the wheel a little more sharply. There we go. Now unwind all the way over to that white line. Good job using all the surface there. That was a really smooth unwind. We're going to accelerate nice and smooth up into fourth gear. Relax your hands a little, buddy. Squeezing onto that steering a little much. I'm going to apply the brakes. Downshift. One more time, light braking pressure for balance, and turn the wheel. Good job. Now unwind nice and smooth. We fought the unwind there, and you felt the car get a little kind of tense because we could have used more of the road surface there. Remember your unwind off of turn 10, how smooth that felt. Kind of apply that to everywhere else. All the track surface available. We're now into fourth gear. One more time, eyes up to the number 1 board, the big white number up on the top of the hill here. Left tire's on the white line. Light brake pressure, left hand pushing up on the steering wheel. A little more steering, sorry, a little more steering. Unwind all the way over. Squeezing onto the power, that rolling into the power, just always using the ball of our foot to be accurate with the pedal. We're balancing, scanning through the apex of 4 so we can see the turn-in point for 5 to help us with that unwind. Good job getting over to the right. Now same thing, scan through the apex of 5 so we can see the later portion of the exit curbing. If we think of the last region of exit curbing, that's kind of where we want to place our tires. If we're approaching the front half of the curving, if you will, then that means that kind of gives us a sign that we're turning in a little early, so we can be a little bit more patient as we approach turn 5 there. Make sure we're downshifting nice and early as we approach turn 6. Remember, quote from Ron, you want to have the downshift completed 2 to 3 car lengths before the turn-in point. A little touch of the brake here, help the car turn. Let the car come all the way over to the left, Doug, don't fight it. Nice. Alright, now, as we approach 8A, keep scanning. And remember, in the middle of the corner, we're just coming off the throttle. Just not kind of lifting off the throttle, all the way off the throttle. Same thing here for turn 9. Left tire's on the white line again. Let the turning cone slide through your peripheral vision and keep your eyes on the next move, which is now the exit. Smoothly unwind all the way over. Nicely done. Alright. Doug, I'm going to ask you to move to the far right, sir. We've passed those passing zone cones. So I'm going to ask you to come to the far right all the way off the throttle. No more throttle. Just stay to the right until the white 120 white car goes by you. When that car goes by you, you may rotate into our group and become the last car. Nicely done. Thank you very much. Alright, Richard, we're downshifting at this point. Easing out of that brake pressure to a very light amount. And we missed the turning point, sir. It's okay, it happens. Just reset ourselves here going into turn 2. Observe the turning cone, but don't stare at it. Start turning that wheel nice and smooth. Start applying the throttle now. You got the car pointed where we want it. Let the left tires come to that dark line. Well done. 4th gear. Now, no, that's a little far. There, your left tires are way far of that left dark line. I'm going to reduce the pace here just so we can get back together as far as consistency goes. So left tire's on the white line. Downshift. And we're balancing. Turn the wheel, turn the wheel. Now you're staring at me. I know you are, because now we've missed that second cone in a row. Alright, so do your very best. Look through, beyond, and around you. Alright, observe the turning cones in front of us here at turn 4. Not to stare at them and try to leave some space in your field of vision to let the cone go through your field of vision. So like, right now you're just kind of staring in front of yourself. And we want to observe both cones, the turning cone and the apex cone here, and let the turning cone leave your field of view. Turn the wheel. There you go, that was much better. Unwind all the way over. Here we go, we'll practice it again here for turn 6. Sliding up to 4th gear. And we're observing so we can see the 2 cones, the turning cone and the apex cone. As we approach the corner, we're going to let the turning cone leave our field of view as it continues scanning further into the racetrack. And as that turning cone leaves our field of view, we're going to turn the wheel. Good job getting to that apex curving. Now stay on the left-hand side, observe this turning cone. Light touch of the brake. Remember, light touch of the brake as we turn the car here. That's why you see my brake light turning on for just a small moment. Now let the car come all the way over to the white line. As we turn the wheel gracefully, now we don't have to move the wheel around a bunch. And we're going to just come off the throttle in the middle of the corner. Try not to hustle the wheel around in that section. Now we're going to lift off the throttle and add some steering. Press on the brakes, want to slow the car down, and then ease out to that very light amount. Now we could have pressed our left tires on the white line a little better on turn in for turn 10, so it would have felt a little better. Good job on your exit though, taking it all the way to the white line. To 4th gear now, as we accelerate. Observing turn 1, having that turning cone in our field of vision, but not staring at it. Transitioning to balance now. Good job getting to your apex. Now let's unwind nice and smooth. Good. Now large corner, turn 2, smooth, gentle steering required. Letting the left tires come all the way to the dark line. You see where I'm at right now? Just copy that. See, that's a little farther than I went. Way out to the left. I never went that far. You got to look at the difference between you and I there. That's a very, very big difference. As we approach turn 1, left tire's on the white line. Observe the turning cone and turn the wheel. Turn the wheel. More turning. There you go. Unwind now. Let those 2 left tires come to the white line next to the curving. Edge of the curving here. Eyes up one more time. Turn 4. We're going to place the right tires on the white line. Press the brakes to slow. Transition to a very light brake pressure for balance. Turn the wheel now. And see, we're kind of letting that turning cone kind of get the best of us. So let's be a little more accurate here. Well done at turn 5. To 4th gear now. Applying those brakes. Now downshifting. Transition to balance. Observe the turning cone and turn the wheel. Utilize that curbing like you did the last lap. Very well done. Hug the left side here on the white line like you did last lap, and you did fairly well through this section, so let's just keep the consistency up. Remember, keep scanning ahead. I have a fear that your eyes get comfortable and we start dropping them here and there. Just keep our eyes up. Observe the turning cone, start turning. Gonna get to our apex here, let the car come up to the left-hand side, off the throttle in the middle of the corner, and we move the wheel around a bunch there. Remember, through that section, we want to keep it consistent with the wheel. Left tire's on the white line, let's use all the surface. There you go, good placement, and turn the wheel. Observe the exit curbing, the last third, if you will. That's kind of where we want to place our left tires. Alright. My whole group is going to move over to the right. Gentlemen, we're just letting this other group get by. No need to fight over any space on the racetrack. We want to keep everybody happy with their own space to work with, so we're just going to give a few moments to let them get some space. Alright, gentlemen, let's begin rolling. Making our way up to 3rd gear now. Getting our left tires over onto the left-hand side, observing that white line. Seeing the whole picture, not focusing on any one cone, keeping our eyes moving to our next move. So as we make our way through our apex, observing the exit curving. Bring the car all the way over to the left there, Richard. Alright, nice smooth steering. Keep turning that wheel. Keep turning it. Turn the wheel more. Good. Now left tire to the dark line. See where I'm at? Right here. That's about as far left as you want to go. Alrighty, 4th gear. Straight to that number 1 board. That large number 1 on the top of the hill, braking marker number 1. Balancing with the brake here. Left hand pushes up on the steering wheel. Turn the wheel more, a little bit more. Want to get the tire onto the curbing there. That was really good, actually. Good hustle. You didn't keep, you kept driving there and trying to get that. I applaud that effort. Applying the brakes to slow, then transition to a very light brake pressure. Very light as you turn the wheel. Now, once again, that turning cone kind of got the best of you. So just let the turning cone, observe it. Every time we go into a corner, our clue is there. Play turning cones at every single corner to help us keep reference there. So I'm going to have the whole group move over to the left now. My whole group move over to the left. Alright, now we are cleared, so let's accelerate now. Up into 3rd gear. I know it's a short distance, so we'll just put it into 3rd gear. We'll work on our turn-in and our apex here at turn 6. Alright, nice smooth steering. Want to utilize a good portion of this curving here. Help us stay to the left-hand side. Once again, using those light touches of the brake just to help those front tires grip a little more. Give us the advantage while making the car having to change directions a bunch of times. Unwind it all the way over to the white line. Observe the turning cone, but please don't stare at it. Let it fall through the field of vision and turn the wheel so you can just kind of Lift that one again. Alright, we're going to settle in the middle of the track here. Now lift off the throttle as we make our way into turn 9. Left tire's on to the white line here. Stay patient. Scan through our apex. Guide the car over to the left-hand side. Alright, get a little bit more spacing there, white car. As we begin to slow, I'm going to ask Richard to move to the far right. And Richard, you're going to come off the throttle. You're going to wait for the yellow 18 yellow car when it gets by you. Now you may become the last car in the group. We're in 4th gear just for practice. Slowing down, downshifting to 3rd gear, balance here. Alright, steering here. Balancing here. Now, so keep our eyes scanning. We don't want to get locked into an object in front of us, on the road, a cone, or anything like that. We want to see everything, not any one thing. And scan through the apex here at turn 4. We're going to unwind and come all the way over to the right. Accelerating of the 4th gear. Using those brakes, starting to downshift, balancing, turning the wheel, getting onto our apex. Light touch of the brake pedal to help the car turn here. Continue scanning. That's one of the things in the S's is we lose this turning point for turn 7 a lot of the time when we start hustling through this area. Looking good there, Pete. Light brake as we enter 8A. We're going to lift off the throttle here. Lift off here. Alright, gentlemen, we're going to put it in 4th gear. But I'm going to have Pete move to the far right. Pete is going to come off the throttle, sir. You're going to wait for the orange car to go by you, the 60 orange. When it does, you may return back into the group and be the last car. Everybody in 4th gear only, please. We're in a cool down lap now. We're going to just let the air get to all our systems. And we're going to take a reduced, relaxed pace around the course. But just because our pace is relaxed, it doesn't mean our efforts are relaxed. And we want to get the most of our apex curves and our unwind using all the surface available, and even practicing the balance at this slower speed. That actually takes more discipline to keep that finesse on the brake pedal when going a little even slower. So we can practice all of that now on this cool down lap. One more time, pick your eyes up and already observe that number 1 board, the braking marker on the top of turn 3. Remember, want to use that white line. Don't give up the process now. And now as you make your way towards your apex, keep your eyes up and look out towards that exit. Curving is going to help the mind decide what's the rate of unwind needed. The funny thing is just by looking 2-3 seconds more into the near future, if you will, just looking ahead and seeing what's coming up next, it's amazing what kind of quality decisions you can make with just more seconds of time to observe the situation that you're in. Try to get to that apex curving, don't give up on a single one. enter the S's, and then turn 7, we're going to reduce our pace even further. Bring down the pace so we can enter the paddock. Alright, as I'm making my way around turn 7, I want you guys to do the same thing as me. That's turning on the left turn indicators, observing the track exit sign, and utilizing this exit lane to bring our cars down to the target speed of 15 miles an hour. We always want to use this exit lane to make sure we got our speed down, because the paddock is used for a variety of things and all kinds of machines, different sizes, children, animals, all that kind of stuff. So we just want to make sure our speed is appropriate. Okay to put the car down into second gear now. Automatic, you may place it in drive at this point. We're going to turn the wheel. Fairly sharp. Please be mindful of the island, the curving here. Obviously don't want to get none of that. And we'll just follow me, stay nose to tail, please. And remember, 6 feet of space between each nose and each tail of each car. I'm coming to a full, complete stop right here. And then when you bring the car to a stop, make sure the car is in gear and the parking brake is engaged. Once that's confirmed to be true, you may roll down the windows, please. Then shut off those beautiful machines, and I'll see you outside.